Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt over at Primal ATC in Cranston, Rhode Island. Just sitting down here. It's pretty late at night, but figured I'd come down here, answer a few emails, work on the website a little bit down in the home office in the Ellis Hacienda. One of the emails that I get, and this is actually the second time that I've received this email from a parent, has to do with a policy that I state on my website where if an athlete isn't really doing well with the program, or if an athlete is interruptive, if an athlete is late, if they don't bother calling, don't bother showing up, or if they're pretty much just making the workouts harder or making the workouts more difficult attitude-wise for the other athletes that are in their hour time slot, we ask them to leave and we give them their money back. And really, this has to do with the fact that the athletes that we train are our number one priority at our gym, plain and simple. If our number one priority was making money, we would let everybody off the street train there no matter what. If our top priority was keeping everybody happy, well, that would be a different story. But our top priority is taking the athletes that we currently train, turning them into better, stronger, faster, more explosive, more complete athletes. We're dealing with kids who are on the cusp of being from junior varsity to varsity, or from being varsity to all state, or possibly getting a college scholarship. So if there is an athlete that comes in and is working with us and is rude, is late, interrupts the class, doesn't listen, has a bad attitude, or even a parent who's overbearing, who's coaching from the sidelines, who's yelling at their kid, who's getting in their child's face or getting in another athlete's face, we will tell the athlete and we will tell their parent they're not welcome at the gym anymore and they can leave. So a lot of parents ask me, can you give me an example, something that maybe has happened before? And while I'll never give them an example of an athlete that I've trained that I've asked to leave, because there have been a few, the best example of the type of attitude of a kid that I don't want popped up this weekend. And he's not a member at the gym. He's actually somebody in the southern part of the state who was selling an entire run of dumbbells. Dumbbells are something that we beat the heck out of at Primal. We do a lot of overhead lifts. We take them outside. We use them for farmers walks, and kids drop them. They're falling in the parking lot, falling in the pavement, and they get beat up quick. So I like to use the cheap Hex cast iron dumbbells, and we go through them a lot. So this was a guy, a kid, he was a college senior, played football in college all 4 years, and his parents had actually bought him their own home gym with commercial grade exercise equipment, and these dumbbells were part of it. He had every dumbbell from 5 pounds to 80 pounds plus the rack. So I jumped on it, and I had called him, basically told him, hey, I'll come down tomorrow, I'll give you exactly the right amount of money that you're looking for the dumbbells, and I'll take them back that day. I need them, my athletes need them, we've got a great training center, and, can I have them? And he told me, and this is a quote from his voicemail back to me, he said, look, I'm a college senior, okay? Somebody offered me $2,000 for my entire home gym. I know if I worked a little harder, I could get more money by selling things piece by piece, but I'm a college kid. I want to do as little as possible and at least make a good amount of money. Now this kid could have taken what I offered him for the dumbbells, what people were offering him, I'm sure, for his flooring and for the weight plates in his bars. He probably could have made $4,000 or $5,000. This gym probably cost close to $7,000 or $8,000 brand new. He could have made $4,000 or $5,000 just by answering a few emails, returning a few phone calls, and having a few extra people come to his house to pick up whatever they were looking for. But instead, he freely admitted that he was lazy, he wanted to do the least amount of work, and get mediocre results from it. That is the type of athlete that does not train, and that will not be allowed to train at Primal ATC. And we've had athletes like that before. Athletes who sign up for 3 months, and after the first 2 weeks, they're not showing up anymore. They're not returning phone calls. They're not rescheduling their workouts. And they will call up and say, what's the bare minimum that I can do and still get better? As soon as that question is asked, they don't get an answer, they're told to leave. So to people out there who might question that, please realize those type of athletes cannot get mixed in with the serious type of athlete that we train. If a kid is in there working his tail off to move from junior varsity to varsity, or if he's in there working his tail off to get from just being a starter on his team or her team to being all-state, or if they're on the border of getting a scholarship to college, and that's what they're focused on, the last thing they need is a kid walking in late, or a kid who doesn't show up at all, or somebody who just wants to do the bare minimum during their workouts to get a little bit of results. And basically that's why that rule is in there. So while I'll never tell you the name of an athlete or a specific thing that an athlete did that I was training, please, that's a great example that if you want to train at Primal, that's the guy to not be. So make sure you keep checking out the website. Make sure you keep telling your friends and telling your friends' parents and everybody else the type of training that goes down. We're looking for more members right now. We're just moving into a new facility in Western Cranston, and should be ready by the middle of July, beginning of August. And for right now, we are running a special where if you sign up for 3 months, starting the first weekend in June, I should say the Monday after the first weekend in June, we're going to be doing all of our workouts outside 3 days a week. And if you sign up for the first 3 months, you get the first month free. So instead of paying for June, July, and August, you get to come June, July, and August, but you don't pay for June. So once July hits, we'll be in the new facility, we'll be tearing it up, we'll be making athletes better, making athletes primal, and really turning you guys into elite state holders, record holders, all-state collegiate scholarship, really getting you guys and girls the best that you can be.